Hello and welcome. You're watching WION World is One. I'm Kripa and this is Speed News. Let's get started. A wave of Russian missile and drone attacks on Kyiv has killed at least 10 people. Ukrainian authorities said ballistic and cruise missiles as well as drones were used for these attacks. A residential building in the Podilsky district partially collapsed, while several multi-story buildings in the Darnitsia district were damaged, with people feared trapped under rubble. Explosions were reported across the city as residents took shelter in metro stations. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky warned that Russia is preparing a new large-scale offensive as Kyiv was hit by more than 10 explosives during a missile alert on Monday. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said the city came under attack and air defenses were engaged. He urged residents to stay in shelters following a Russian glide bomb strike on Zaporizhzhia that killed a police officer, injured 13 people and destroyed homes. Ukraine struck energy infrastructure near Sevastopol in Russian-annexed Crimea on Monday, causing a city-wide power outage. And writing on Telegram, Moscow-appointed Governor Mikhail Razvozayev said the attack temporarily cut electricity across the city after what he described as an enemy attack on critical energy facilities. Ukraine has not immediately commented on the reported strike. Ukrainian President Zelensky said fighting continues over the eastern town of Kostyantynivka amid intensified long-range strikes. Russia earlier claimed its forces had captured the town, which is a key position on routes to logistics hubs in the Donetsk region. However, Kyiv rejected the claim, saying Ukrainian forces are still holding and defending the area. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has begun a 6-day tour of Indonesia, Australia and New Zealand aimed at deepening India's engagement in the Indo-Pacific region with a focus on defense, trade, technology, investment and maritime security. He has departed for Indonesia, where he will hold talks with President Prabowo Subianto as the two countries mark 75 years of diplomatic ties and look to expand their comprehensive strategic partnership. Prime Minister Modi will also meet business leaders and members of the Indian diaspora. According to Iran's state media, the public funeral procession for former Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has begun following a 2-day public farewell at Tehran's Grand Musalla complex. His coffin is expected to be transported through the city in a prolonged procession, possibly lasting up to 12 hours. Crowds have started to build in Tehran as officials expect the turnout to be of similar or greater number than the historic 1989 funeral of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. During the funeral procession for the late Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, participants burned US and British flags and displayed banners with anti-Western slogans. One banner read, "There will be blood," alongside an image of US President Donald Trump. The procession is part of a week-long series of public mourning events, with Khamenei's remains scheduled to be taken to holy sites in Iraq before burial on July 9. Khamenei and several members of his family were, according to US intelligence, killed in an airstrike on February 28. Senior Iranian leaders, including President Masoud Pezeshkian, Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, IRGC Commander Ahmad Vahidi, Quds Force Chief Ismail Qani, Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and Chief Justice Ghulam Hosseini Mohseni attended the ceremony to pay tribute. However, Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei was notably absent, while 3 other sons of Ali Khamenei were present. Israel carried out a new round of strikes in southern Lebanon, targeting the outskirts of Nabateh, as many Lebanese residents remain unable to return to their homes despite a ceasefire that took effect last month. While reports indicate no casualties so far, civil defense teams say they have been unable to access the strike site to assess damage or conduct operations. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dismissed claims of tension with US President Donald Trump, saying the two are aligned 99% of the time and resolve any differences in coordination. In an interview with Fox News Channel, Netanyahu also suggested that joint US-Israeli action on Iran could advance further regional peace deals building on the Abraham Accords. His remarks follow Trump's comments that Netanyahu had requested a White House meeting potentially scheduled for next week. China is preparing to conduct a test launch of a nuclear-capable intercontinental ballistic missile into the Pacific Ocean, according to Papua New Guinea's Foreign Minister Justin Tukachenko. He said he was directly informed by China's ambassador, confirming that advance notice had been given. A New Zealand government source also told AFP that Wellington had been alerted to the planned missile test. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un oversaw weapons tests on the 5,000-ton destroyer Kangwon, including cruise missile launches and electronic warfare systems. The vessel had previously partially capsized during its launch ceremony last year before being repaired, and according to state media, Kim ordered the ship to complete its trial phase and enter service within 2 months, while reaffirming plans to strengthen North Korea's naval capabilities, including nuclear armed forces and larger warships. Australia and Fiji have signed a landmark defence pact that commits both nations to support each other in the event of an attack, marking the country's first formal military alliance. The agreement is known as the Ocean of Peace Alliance. It strengthens strategic cooperation as China expands its influence in the Pacific. The two countries also signed the Vuvale Union to broaden collaboration on security and economic issues. Colombian President Gustavo Petro said he will deliver a public farewell address on July 20, calling on supporters to join in nationwide demonstrations and continue pushing social reforms. In a post on X, Petro invited citizens to attend the day's events and listen to his final speech as head of state following a public march. Petro even said he will be stepping down from office early instead of following the tradition of doing so during the inauguration of the next president, Abelardo de la Espriella. Más violencia, más hambre. In the United States, a major fire in a warehouse in West Virginia's Parkersburg sent massive columns of black smoke over the city. Fire crews worked to contain the blaze as officials assessed potential environmental risks. The governor declared a state of emergency in Wood County to support firefighting and recovery efforts, while investigators continue to determine the cause of the fire. The death toll in Venezuela as the relief efforts enter their third week has climbed to 3,342. According to numbers released by the Venezuelan Information Ministry, the new tally also puts the number of injured at 16,470, while the number of homeless has risen to 17,345. Both the federal and state governments have now shifted focus from rescue to redevelopment, with bulldozers and earth movers being deployed in La Guaira, which is the state that was hit the worst. Thousands of Kashmiris in the United Kingdom took part in the London Kashmir Million March, moving from Parliament Square to the Pakistani High Commission. They protested alleged human rights violations in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Demonstrators even called for the release of detained political activists, including head of the Joint Awami Action Committee, Shaukat Nawaz Mir, and other local leaders. The march featured pro-freedom slogans and criticism of arrests in the region. Ankara is under heightened security as it prepares to host a NATO leaders summit, with authorities rolling out extensive measures across the Turkish capital. The governor has introduced special traffic and security restrictions, while around 70,000 personnel are set to be deployed. Roads along official motorcade routes have been repaired ahead of the July 7 to 8 meeting, which is expected to be attended by alliance leaders, including US President Donald Trump. A cholera outbreak in Sudan's West Kordofan state has killed 30 people and infected around 800 others since June 20. This is according to a local relief group, and urgent appeals have been made for aid, including medicines and intravenous fluids. The Sudanese Health Ministry earlier reported a wider toll of 911 cases and 127 deaths across West and North Kordofan as the country continues to grapple with a worsening health crisis and ongoing conflict. The Tibetan Buddhist monks in exile offered special prayers to mark the 91st birthday of the 14th Dalai Lama. At a monastery in Shimla, Himachal Pradesh, the monastic community and residents gathered early in the morning to participate in the religious rituals, dedicating the day to the long life and global message of the spiritual leader. Six people were killed and one injured on Sunday after a multi-story building collapsed in Mumbai's Mankav area after heavy rains. Maharashtra Minister Girish Mahajan confirmed the incident and said an investigation will be conducted into the construction of the structure. Heavy rain and strong winds also briefly disrupted flight operations at Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport, while authorities ordered the closure of educational institutions as a precaution. Floods have devastated the Tail Race Tunnel or TRT area of the 540 megawatt War hydroelectric project in Kishtwar, Jammu and Kashmir. The floods have caused extensive damage to the roads leading to the hydroelectric project area. Several vehicles have been buried under debris, with significant destruction reported at the project site as well. Authorities are assessing the situation as rescue and clearance operations continue at the project and the road leading to it. A major landslide occurred on the missing link section of the Mumbai-Pune Expressway near the Khandala exit in Maharashtra. The Mumbai-bound lane has now been completely closed by the authorities for caution. According to preliminary information, no casualties have been reported on the ground. Efforts are also underway to remove the debris and open the route for commute. A fast-moving wildfire has swept through forested areas in France's Pyrenees-Oriental region, forcing emergency evacuations and drawing a large-scale response from firefighters. Aircrafts have been deployed to drop fire retardant as crews work to slow the advance of the flames. Roughly 10,000 residents have been evacuated while authorities attempt to contain the blaze. Super Typhoon Bavi slammed into the U.S. Pacific territories of the Northern Mariana Islands and Guam, bringing destructive winds and torrential rain. Authorities reported major damage on the island of Rota after the storm's eye passed directly overhead. Although the typhoon began moving westward, powerful winds and heavy rain continued to batter the region, forcing residents to remain indoors. In displacement camps of southern Gaza, families are sheltering in worn-out tents that provide little relief from the intense summer heat. With widespread damage to Gaza's energy infrastructure limiting access to cooling, residents are relying on traditional methods to cope, including pouring water over children, wiping away sweat with cloth, and fanning them with pieces of cardboard as temperatures remain stifling. A data center in Michigan has sparked complaints from residents who say a constant high-pitched hum from the facility is disrupting their daily lives. The 30-megawatt facility, operated by Hyperscale Data, is reportedly producing outdoor noise levels of between 60 and 78 decibels. With neighbors comparing the sound to a jet engine or heavy traffic, although the noise is not loud enough to cause immediate hearing damage, health experts say prolonged exposure to continuous industrial noise can increase stress levels and contribute to long-term heart problems. Some residents have now filed a lawsuit alleging the company failed to install adequate soundproofing. Microsoft has published a country-by-country financial report offering a rare glimpse into how global technology companies allocate profits across different tax jurisdictions. The disclosure, made to comply with the new European Union reporting rule, it shows a pattern of higher profits in low-tax countries and lower margins in markets where Microsoft has large sales and workforces. Microsoft said it complies with tax laws in every country where it operates, adding that differences in reporting standards can lead to inconsistencies between jurisdictions. Amazon Web Services has announced that its Mechanical Turk platform will close to new customers from July 30, ending more than 2 decades as one of the Internet's best-known crowdsourcing services. Launched in 2005, Mechanical Turk paid people to complete small online tasks, later evolving into a platform for labeling data used to train artificial intelligence models through Amazon's SageMaker service. AWS said existing customers can continue using the platform, but no new features are planned, signaling the end of a service that helped shape the early development of AI data labeling. OPEC Plus agreed to raise its August oil production target by 188,000 barrels per day, continuing its gradual unwinding of previous output cuts. The decision reflects the group's confidence in market conditions despite persistent concerns over global demand and economic growth. Oil prices edged lower on Monday as traders weighed the prospect of additional supply against easing geopolitical risks following the recent Iran-Israel ceasefire. Brent slipped around $72 and US crude is trading at nearly $69 per barrel as markets assessed whether summer demand would be strong enough to absorb the additional barrels without creating a supply glut. Asia-Pacific markets traded mixed as investors assessed OPEC's decision to raise August oil output and monitored the outlook for global growth. Japan's Nikkei 225 edged lower, while South Korea's Kospi remained volatile. Hong Kong's Hang Seng and mainland China markets were slightly up, with investors remaining cautious. Meanwhile, US stock futures ticked higher after the S&P 500 and Nasdaq closed at record highs. Markets also kept a close watch on oil prices, treasury yields, and expectations for future Federal Reserve policy as they awaited fresh economic data. South Korea has launched 24-hour trading for the dollar-won pair, marking a major step in its foreign exchange market liberalization drive. The extended trading hours are designed to improve access for global investors, boost liquidity, and align the local FX market with major international financial centers. Officials say the reform is part of broader efforts to enhance the won's global role and attract more foreign capital inflows. Market participants expect short-term volatility but improved price discovery over time as participation deepens across global time zones. Norway have pulled off one of the biggest upsets of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. They stunned five-time champions Brazil 2-1 to book a historic place in the quarterfinals. Erling Haaland scored twice in the closing stages, and Norwegian goalkeeper producing a heroic display, including a first-half penalty save. Neymar's stoppage time penalty proved only a consolation as Norway celebrated a famous victory. Brazil has crashed out before the last 8 for the first time since 1990. Indian actor Amir Khan has officially married his partner Gauri Sprat. The couple tied the knot on July 5, 2026 in a private registered ceremony under the Special Marriage Act at Khan's Bandra residence in Mumbai. The intimate gathering was attended only by close family and friends, including Khan's children.